There are some new faces on here, so I want to introduce them to you guys real quick. I just saw Katie. Where'd she go? There she is. Katie Burks. She is one of our new girls. She is in the Navy, correct? Lives over in California, stationed over there. She signed up underneath of Cynthia, our other newest promoter that is on the team, and Cynthia is on the East Coast over in Canada. Yeah? Canada, right? No?
No, I'm out in Virginia.
Not Virginia! Oh my gosh.
Close enough.
Anyways, these are our two new girls. Say hi to them, get to know them. And I'm really happy that they're on here tonight, already partaking and wanting to build their business. So say hi to them, get to know them. East Coast, West Coast. Got it. Sorry, Cynthia. Okay, so tonight's call is one that is near and dear to me. But it's taken me time to really hone this in. It's taken me time personally to really understand it. It's taken me time to grow into it and really start to harness it as confidence, with staying who I am, but building on top of that. So drop in the chats, drop a yes, drop a no, a 1 or 2, whatever you want to use. Have you ever had someone doubt you? Have you ever had someone say that, like, you're like, there's no way that you're going to do that. Like, I don't see you becoming successful at this. Like, there's no way you're going to, I don't know, finish an assignment or something. You're never going to graduate. I don't know, like something, right? Yeah. So there's a few dropping in, see some head nods. Guarantee like 99% of us have gotten that before. The reason why people are doing that, and I'm not going to make this whole call over that, like why people do that. People do that because they don't believe in you. They don't believe in themselves. They do that to you because they don't believe in themselves. They doubt other people because they have that lack of belief in themselves. Okay. So when people are like that to you, that is never going to end. I'm not going to be here and tell you like, oh, like they'll grow into you, like they'll get over it eventually. No. Okay. Those people are never going to stop. Whether it's one person over here or it's another person over here, like you're going to keep running into them throughout your entire freaking life, and it is never going to stop. What I am going to teach you tonight is how you can repurpose that, how you can repurpose their crappiness, their negativity, and use it as your fuel and your constant motivation so that way you never run out of it. The only way that you're ever going to run out of it is if you forget to tap into it. And we're going to go over that tonight too. All right, ready? So we've all experienced negativity. We've all experienced some form of doubt. We can repurpose this into fuel so that way it's for your own like productive action that's going to propel you forward. Because negativity is everywhere, like literally everywhere we go. Like you grow up with it with your whole life. You can go into a new job. You can get a new manager. You can get some people that you thought were your friends and they end up not being your friends. Like it's going to be everywhere. You can use this for your motivation. Okay. Background story examples. And while I am going over this part, drop in the chat too. Tell your stories to everybody else on here too. When like go back to those specific times that you will never forget when someone told you that you're not going to make it. You're not going to amount to much. You're not going to be successful. What if this happens? Drop in the chat. Let's all share it. Just dump it in there. So when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of negativity, like when I was like younger, like 10 years old and younger. Okay. But when I got to high school, like when my competitive side really started to come out in me and people noticed that, and people were noticing that like I had potential with like the certain activities that I was a part of. So I played volleyball for 8.5, 9 years. I don't know if you guys knew that. I did. I loved it. I really wanted to go to college for it. Like was dying to go to college for volleyball, wanted scholarships, like wanted full ride. Like I wanted the whole freaking enchilada. Okay. I I ended up being like the number one defensive player in the state by the time I was a senior. Like I was the captain, and when I was a junior, starting on the varsity since I was a freshman, like in a 4A school, like I loved it. And I put everything I had into this sport, and coaches knew that, parents knew that, like everyone knew that I love this sport so much. Like you get it. The coaches are supposed to be the people that help you get to that next level. The coaches and the high school organization is supposed to help you get set up to go to that next level. I did not have that support. I didn't have that support. When I went to go talk to my coaches after practice, to go seek help, ask questions, hey, I'm like, this is where I'm struggling. Like, I want help in this area. She would straight up tell me, this is not the right time to be doing this. Like, you should talk to me later about this. And so when I would approach her later about it, it was never. It was literally a February kind of a thing, right? The people that were supposed to be helping me get to the next level never did. They didn't share the video with me so that way I could send it to colleges. They didn't help me with resumes. The athletic director was just making it so much harder on us. Okay. So that was my first experience of having people doubting my abilities and not really necessarily like helping me get to the next level. I had to rely on myself to get to the next level. Okay. I put my eggs in someone else's basket, without giving myself that credit. That was the first time I ever experienced that. So now when I get to college, I wanted to go to college for human nutrition. Like I really wanted to go to college for human nutrition. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in animal nutrition, which I still loved. I love it. I have a bachelor's degree in animal nutrition and production. And in college, I started out in human nutrition. This is the second time I ever, recognized someone that didn't fully believe in me, but they doubted my abilities and really encouraged me to go forward. They ended up kicking me backwards. I started in human nutrition, crap hit the fan, classes got hard. It was new material. It was things that I'd never experienced before. And the admin, the person that was like helping me at the time, he told me, he said, I think you would just be more comfortable over in the animal science department. I think you should go back there. What did I do? I did because he doubted my abilities. He didn't help me go forward with human nutrition and focusing on that, even though I knew that's what I wanted to do. So again, I put my eggs in someone else's basket to try and figure out my life. So that was first part in college, my freshman year. It was either my junior or senior year in college. I don't remember which, but again, in college. So I got into animal nutrition a lot. I got heavy into it. Like, okay, like if this is where I'm going to go, like I'm going to go all in. I'm going to do everything. Like I'm going to work really hard. I'm going to do really well in my classes. So I went to, he wasn't my advisor at the time. That's the thing. He wasn't my advisor at the time. But he was a really good family friend, grew up with him. He was in the same college. He was a professor. I'm like, okay, he's going to have really good information. He's going to help me get set up with being able to go to graduate school, help me pick out like what classes do I need next? Like, what do I need to do to start setting up my success for the next level? You know what this guy told me? He's like, you have a snowball's chance in hell of getting into graduate school. That is literally what he told me to my face. And I was crushed. I was crushed. I sucked it up. I sat there in his office and I cause he was a family friend. I didn't want to disrespect him, even though he just like friggin' did that to me. But I just sucked it up. And I was like, okay. Like, all right, whatever. And I just walked out of his office and just cried because I worked so hard to get to that point. And then for someone just to tell me like, you have a snowball's chance in hell, that freaking hurt bad. Okay. That was my third time I ever experienced that. My fourth time that I ever experienced someone just completely doubting my abilities was when I started doing network marketing. After I met Scott, we lived in like BFE, Wyoming, no jobs. I was not driving on some crappy road to go to a job. So I started doing network marketing. I was with my last company. I was there for 3.5 years before I finally found Lavelle. My mom was my biggest critic when I started this business. My mom was my biggest critic. I love my mom. I love my parents. I get along with them really well. I have nothing against my parents, but my mom was my biggest critic when I started this, and still kind of is a little bit. So something that my mom told me was that, well, that's really cool. Like, you can do all of this. Like, she didn't understand what network marketing is. She doesn't fully understand the business, and that's fine. But one thing that she did tell me when I first started was, like, that sounds great and all, but like, what happens when you run out of people? Aren't you gonna run out of people to talk to? There's only so many people you can talk to. Like, it was like one thing after another that she's like, well, what about this? What about this? Instead of just being excited and happy and just just over the top, like, wow, like I'm so glad you like found something that you can do while you're in the middle of nowhere and you don't have to drive. You can be safe. You can be home. Like, it was like little things, right? Here's the thing. All of these things, these are just examples. And I see you guys dropping them in the chats too, of like your experiences. We can choose to live our lives in these moments in time. We can choose to take someone telling us like, you have a snowball's chance in hell of and take that to our grave and live with that for 70 years. People do that. When someone comes up to you and they doubt you and like, you have a snowball's chance in hell, like I don't think you have what it takes to go to a D1 school for volleyball. Like, I don't think you have what it takes to go to college for volleyball with a full ride. That if you start this online business, you're just going to run out of people in a year. This is your fuel. You don't have to take this to your grave. You don't have to like carry this on your chest for the rest of your life and be mad about it. Now, am I still a little bitter about this? Like, that these things were said to me? Hell yeah, I am. Hell freaking yeah, I am. Because I work really hard for what I do. You guys know that. I work really hard at anything and everything that I do. So for someone to tell me you have a snowball's chance in hell, you're not going to do it. You don't deserve that. Like, there's no way. You're not good enough. My attitude changed in all of those moments. That I'm not going to say the word, but I think you guys are going to know what I mean. Like, I turned up the middle finger to all of those people. I turned up the middle finger to all those people, including my mama, What I did, okay, not literally, Haley. No, don't freak out. I didn't actually flip people off, but I had that attitude in my mind. Was that when that college professor told me you have a snowball's chance in hell? Guess what I freaking did? I went out and I toured colleges. I went and talked to colleges. I went and interviewed. I got acceptance letters. Like, I had people like, okay, cool. Like, you sound like a good candidate. Like, give us a call. Did I ever go to graduate school? No, because I didn't want to do it. I found out I didn't actually want to do it. I just wanted to prove him wrong. I'm not like, if he's going to tell me I have a snowball's chance in hell, like, I'm going to be that snowball in hell and I'm going to survive the fires and I'm going to prove you wrong. And I went and did it. Okay. When I had my high school coach who was supposed to be that person that I could carry on with me and go forward. Oh my gosh, this is getting me riled up because this is my fuel right now. When I had that high school coach and she's telling me like, no, like we can't get these videos together. Sorry, like you'll have to come back later. This is not the right time. And I just kept putting me off. I went and did it again. I went and interviewed colleges. I went and did tryouts. I got acceptance letters. I got offers. Did I go? No, because I just wanted to prove her wrong. I wanted to prove myself right. I wanted to believe in myself. This is my fuel. This is my fuel to this day. This is my fuel. When my mom told me, I did not flip her off. Okay, I love my mom. I did not flip her off. I didn't say any words to her. To my mom, when she told me, aren't you going to run out of people? My comeback to my mama was, nope, I'm sure not, because I love my job and this is social media and there's a lot of people in this world that I can talk to. And there's a lot of people out in this world that have a lot in common with me, that I have a lot in common with them. So I proved her wrong still. I proved her wrong. To this day, like I'm what, 4 years now, going on 5 years in this business, and it hasn't stopped for me. It's gotten better and better every single year. Does my mom know that? I don't know. I don't know. She probably doesn't know about this, like this little fight in my head. I don't know. Okay. But what she did that day, she was on the outside looking in, and she was asking, she was like, she brought that up as like a, what's the right word for it? Sorry, the train's in the back. We're like right next to the tracks. Okay, he's finally done. But what my mom was, is that she was like the looking glass for me in my business. She was the person that like moved that needle to like, oh, what if I do run out of people? Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you like I didn't question myself. Like shit, what if I do run out of people? What if like in a year, like I stop finding people? What if, but like, what happens when my warm market runs out? What am I going to do? You find more people. You prove them wrong. You use it as fuel and you just keep going. You keep going. Don't let someone telling you have a snowball's chance in hell to stop you and take that to your grave. And you're never going to move forward with any success that you're like, with the potential that you have in your life. You are more than just going to graduate school. You are more than just, just this business. You are more than just people that you put your eggs in your basket, like you put your eggs in their basket, hoping that they were going to move your needle, hoping that they were going to carry you. No more, guys. If anything, like on top of our thrive with taking our vitamins every day, learn to take a vitamin called no. A vitamin called no, that you're not going to take no for an answer. That's what it is. Learn to take that every freaking day. And when people tell you the doubts, they start spilling negativity to you. Not today. Not today. In your mind or like behind the scenes, however you need to, flip them the middle finger. Stop laughing at me. Stop it. Stop making fun of me. Just say not today. That it's okay to question yourself. It's okay to take those into kind of like into your own like introspection, but don't let it swallow you. Don't let it eat you up, because your potential is limitless. Their mindset is not. Their mindset is where it's at because they're stuck where they're at. And it's negativity. You don't got time for that. Not here, not this business, not your life. Okay. Okay. But that being said, having your competitive nature, and if you don't have a competitive nature, this call will help you find it. This part will help you find it. If you do have a competitive nature, I want to teach you how to harness it in. Drop in the chat if you're a competitive person. Like balls of the walls, competitive person. Not going to take no for an answer. You're hungry, you're starving. You don't let little things like just eat you up. Drop it in. Let me see it. Drink the protein shake. I'm trying to be really like better about getting my protein in too, Cynthia. Yeah. Okay. So who's listening? Oh, hi. Glad the husbands were listening. Yeah, this one, this call's really near and dear to me. It's, oh man. It just fires me up just talking about it all over again. So with you ladies being, I am when I dance. Yeah, exactly, Haley. It's exactly, that's that kind of competitive nature. You can take that into this business. You can take that competitive nature into this business and into everything else that you do in your life. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So with channeling your competitive nature, your competitive spirit can propel you forward with this business, just like people's negativity. But we have to learn to harness it. We have to learn how to be able to use it. If we don't, there's a certain few things that are going to happen to you with this business, but also within your life, that will swallow you, just like people's negativity. Okay. So with being competitive, drop in the chat, what does it feel like? What does competitive mean to you when you're winning? What is when you're winning and you're in that competitive stage and you're on that winning high? What does it feel like to you? Jess, you're always so hard on yourself. Yeah. So what some of the like winning highs, excitement, adrenaline rush? Yeah. Yeah, unstoppable. You just feel like you're on top of the earth. Like you feel like you're on top of the world and nothing's gonna stop you. You're on fire, your feet are on fire, your hands are on fire, your hair's on fire, like you're just go, go, go. That is what the competitive high win feels like. Like that is what when I say like balls to the walls, that's what I mean by it. Like you're just on fire, like just want to go. So if you're like in this business and you're signing people left and right, you're making reels left and right, you're talking to people, you're talking about Thrive, you're sending out samples. Yes, Brooke, you're pumped as hell. You're so excited about it. Like you just can't stop talking about it. Like right now, I feel like a winning high. Like I feel like this is a good call. Now, opposite side, what does a losing low feel like? And this is gonna be different for everybody, and that's okay. What does a losing low feel like to you? A losing low to me feels like a funk. Feels stuck. I feel in my head. I feel like I doubt myself. I feel like I second guess myself. What does it feel like to you guys? A losing low. Now I'm like sweating by this fireplace. Yeah, you don't want to attempt. You just feel done. The little face. Yeah, absolutely. You just feel like you just want to throw your hands up in the air and just say like, forget it. Just forget it all. Papers up, in the fire, done. Right? Losing lows. Which would you rather feel? One or two? A high or a low? Yeah, ones for sure. Absolutely. I think you would be crazy if you just, like didn't say one, right? Like you wouldn't be human if you didn't say one. We all want to feel good. We all want to feel that rush. We all want to feel pumped as hell and have our hair on fire. But you guys know me and you know that I am always going to be realistic with you and always have the truth bombs with you, even if they might hurt, because that's my job as a mentor and a leader. We are not always going to experience the winning highs. We are going to experience a losing low sometimes. Sometimes we'll be right in the middle and things are just plodding along, and that is okay too. That's okay. When you have those winning highs, carry it as long as you can. When you have those winning highs, this is another way of explaining it as momentum. When you have those winning highs, you have that momentum going forward. Like you're unstoppable. Even some of you said that in the chat. You're unstoppable. Nothing's going to stop you. You're going to keep going. You just get it. You're in the zone. You're feeling zen. I think that's what it's called. Like you're just going, 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 going. But what happens if something happens with the family? What happens if you watch your dog get hit by a train? What happens when, your kiddos get sick and then your whole house is sick? What happens then? Like drop in the chat. What normally happens to us? Maybe we get a new manager at your job and she's just riding your back all week and it's just like really micromanaging and just kind of like triggering you. What happens to you guys in your mindset? Completely throws me off. Yeah. Want to throw in the towel. Go MIA. Dude, yeah. See, we all feel it. We all have these feelings. We're not alone with that. When life happens, we want to just throw in the towel. But why? Ask yourself why. Why do we just want to throw in the towel? Do we know we should know by now, I guess, that life is never going to stop happening. And it doesn't happen to us, we're nothing special. We don't deserve anything good or bad. It's just life and things happen. People get sick, people lose their jobs, people get old. It just happens. And it's nothing that we did or did not do. It just happens. So when these moments happen of those speed bumps that knock us off of our winning highs, why do we let those bumps stop us? I hope this gets your wheels jogging a little bit. Don't let them stop you. If there's times in your business or in your life when you have things that you have to take care of them. But don't let it stop your momentum, because you know what that feeling of having that winning high feels like. Seek that out again. You know what that feels like, and you know what you did to get there. Seek it out. Be hungry for it again. Want that feeling of your hair on fire, being balls to the walls, feeling like super proud of yourself for getting back to that. When you're in those losing low moments, know that it's not forever. Know that you know kids are going to get better. You know, the sickness isn't always going to stay there. You know, family's going to be there. If there's family drama, that'll pass. Poor micromanagement from like your 9 to 5 job, like that'll pass too. It's exactly, Jess. Like you just have to get back up. You just have to get back up. And you're a great example of this, Jess. You really are. That we just have to get back up to it, because we know those winning highs are going to be back. We know they're going to be back, but they're not going to be back if we keep letting people's negativity slow us down. Those doubts that they keep giving to us, if we take those to our grave, stop doing that. Just stop it. They don't deserve that rent in our space anymore. Those crappy moments that happen to you don't deserve rent don't deserve rent in your head forever. They don't. But when life happens and your family needs you, like take the time, take them, because they need you too. Family's always first, and we know that. So I'm getting off track because I'm getting my feels, but those winning highs are important because they teach us and they show us what we are really made of. They show us what we're like capable of. Chase them. Those losing lows are going to happen, but no, they're not forever. Okay. The other thing going into the losing lows, when we get into those losing lows, do you know what tends to happen to us? Like 90% of the time, 90% of the time, probably. That's what I'm guessing. Do you know what happens to us? We start to compare. We start to compare ourselves to everyone and everything else that's going on around us. Guilty. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. When I had my professor tell me I had a snowball's chance in hell, I started questioning myself. Like, am I stupid? Like, am I just bad? Like, am I a bad worker? He told me that. He told me that I procrastinate. He told me that I procrastinate and that I have too low of grades to be able to get into graduate school. So I went and proved him wrong. I got A's and B's the next semester. Use it as your fuel. But what I did during that time, during that losing low, when he was telling me and like just ate me up, I left his office crying. I started comparing myself to every other student, every other person that was in the class. When my mom was telling me that there's like you're probably gonna run out of people. What happens when you run out of your warm market? There's only so many people out there. I started looking at everyone else when I was with my last company. I started looking at everyone else like, well, she's getting more enrollments. Like, she's still doing this. Like, she's going on all the trips. Like, she's earning these awards. Like, you know, this other person's doing this and this and this. Like, why am I not? You know, what's wrong with me? And I did. I started questioning myself with that. Like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not able to do that? During a losing low, those feel like some of the lowest parts that a person can ever have, because you start to compare yourself to everyone else and their dog. And I might have said dog just because Jess's cute little dog popped up. You start to compare yourself to everyone else and your dog. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. So before I go on to the next part, but comparison is one of the worst things that we can possibly do. Okay. So with comparison, we're going to push pause on that one. And that one will go into the next point, but hold on to comparison. Okay. Drop in the chat if you've ever experienced comparison before in anything, this business, your 9 to 5s, ranch work. If you're roping, like maybe you're not as confident at roping and you're in the branding trap. I get that way daily. Yeah. All the freaking time. Yeah. See? Yes. It happens to us all the time. Because we're women and we want to be good, and we want to be powerful, and we want to be exciting and in it and fitting in and everything. But there's ways to stop comparing yourself to everyone. Okay. So push pause on that one. Okay. Hold on to that one. So going back to channeling your competitive nature, seek out the winning highs, understand that the losing lows are going to happen, but know that they're not forever. Okay. I talked to one of the other girls, and I don't know if she's on here tonight yet, but I talked to one of the other girls about this on a one-on-one call the other night, and it was really kind of eye-opening for me because I'm a really competitive person. Like I'm a really, really competitive person. Like Scott and I have like daily, like weekly stuff that we do with each other as far as like being competitive. Like, anyways, that's when I started talking to this girl about this on our team through our one-on-one, I started noticing like she's also like this. She also thinks like this. I'm like, okay, then this is probably a time where I need to take this to the team because there's going to be other people who are also as competitive as we are. And maybe they don't know how to be and they want to be. They want to be so that way they can be better in their life. Having a competitive nature is not wrong. Wanting to be the best is not wrong. Being okay with outworking everyone and being on top and being in the spotlight, wanting to be known is not wrong. It's not wrong. But there's ways to go about it. There's ways to harness it so that way you're still in that humble side. There's a fine line between like humble and being arrogant. Confidence is arrogance under control. And that can come from your competitive nature. Harness it. So I've never talked about this before, but this is also like, this is something that I do in this business and I want to teach it to the team. Is that I pick someone, and I don't make this known to anybody because obviously I haven't like told anybody about this, but I pick someone from the team, from like Courtney's downline, someone else who is like a top enroller, someone else who is like earning the trip, someone else who is enrolling a lot of promoters, like building their team. I pick someone every single month. I'm like, okay, who is this person? What are they doing? And I tell myself, I don't tell anybody else this. It is all in my head. Okay. I outwork them. How can I outwork them? What are they doing? How much are they posting? How much are they enrolling? Who are they talking to? Not like who, but like, how are they talking to people? Like, that's what I should say. Do I need to get up earlier? Are they working out more than me? Are they hitting their macros more than me? I mean, like I'm being really specific, just giving examples, but for me and my mindset with harnessing my competitive nature so that way it doesn't ruin me, it propels me forward, is that I tell myself that I will pick someone every single month, and I tell myself like as if I'm talking to them, and this is gonna sound crazy, but like I heard David Goggins say it, and I'm like, I've been doing that. Like it's okay to say that. Okay, so bear with me. That when I pick that person, that say like, I don't like we'll just use Jess for an example. Okay, so say like I pick Jess for an example. And she's like the top enroller, like she's enrolling people like left and right. She's earning the trips. I'm like, damn, like I want to get some of that bread. I mentally tell Jess, like, you will not outwork me this month. You will not outwork me. I'm going to get up earlier than you. I'm going to count my macros. Like I'm going to nail my workouts. I'm going to drink like 10 times more water than you. I'm going to talk to 10 times more people than you. And this is just an example. Okay. But that's what I tell myself every single month. I thought I was a crazy person for like thinking that. But when I started reading more of like David Goggins, and I started reading Nick Bare and like other athletic people, I'm like, crap, like this is a thing. This is a thing. And it's a mindset. You can do that too. Be competitive. Pick someone else. Okay. Pick someone else that is doing really well, that has the job that you want to be, who's in that position of where you want to be, and start showing up as them. That's what they mean when they say that. Pick that person of like where you want to be and start showing up as them. Literally do it. Literally do it. But to be able to fill that position, to be able to fill that role, to be able to fill that success, you have to take those actionable steps. Like we can't just say that like I'm going to outwork you, but then not put the action behind it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. When that doesn't work out, when we don't get as many enrollments. You know, maybe we miss 1 or 2 workouts here and there because we're feeling a little low, we're feeling a little tired. Maybe you went and did a cold plunge in -1 weather because you thought it was going to be great, and then maybe the next day you're just feeling really like so you skip your workout, you choose to sleep a little bit, pick your rest. You can't beat yourself up over that. You cannot beat yourself up over that. That's what ruins people with their competitive nature, is that when they don't hit that top level, when they don't hit where they want to be, they set that high expectation on themselves and they don't hit that, they beat the crap out of themselves. And we cannot do that. We cannot do that. And that's what takes you back to those losing lows, of that feeling of what you were all saying in the chat. You start feeling those losing lows because you're comparing yourself to everyone else. And you start saying, why am I not being, why, you start questioning yourself. Okay. I'm not going to get back into that, but telling yourself in a powerful way that you will not outwork me, and then putting the actionable steps behind it. When you've done that and you've put in your like 90 to 100% like into that, there's no way that you can beat yourself up over it, because you've already proved to yourself that you can do it. You know how to do it. You've already gotten there. Even if you got like halfway to that goal, even if you got like 3/4 of the way to the goal, you didn't get to the top 1%, but you're on your way there. Keep doing it. Keep it up. Those steps and those actions that you were taking to get to that place of like where you did accomplish, keep it up. Keep it up. When we were in our first month of business here, I think we got to like 18,000 in team volume. Like that's awesome for our first month. And then going into our second month. And then I think like 4 months in, we were at like 27,000, right, for team volume. Keep it up. We didn't hit 40,000 like right out the gate, like some people do. But what my point is that you get to that point in that level of like, oh, I understand. Like, I get it. Like we got to 4,000. Okay. Like, I get it. Okay. We got to 1,000. Oh, wow. Okay. I get it. Like we got that. How do I keep doing this? How do I keep going it up? Those are the winning highs. And you have to understand how to harness that competitive nature to just get yourself to that quarter point, that halfway point, that 3/4, until you're at that goal, and then set new goals. It never stops. Keep setting new goals. Keep setting that new expectation on yourself, but not beating the crap out of yourself when you don't hit those goals. Be kind to yourself. And that's something that took me forever to understand, that you cannot beat the crap out of yourself. Okay. Make sure I'm getting everything. Okay. If you've heard that saying of that your success is what speaks volumes, that like let your success speak louder than your words. That's what it's supposed to be. Let your success speak louder than your words. But your actions are what get you there. So when people are like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to accomplish this, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Most oftentimes they're not the people that actually get their goals, because they like talking about it, but they don't like working for it. Let me put an example behind that. This may or may not be a bad example. I don't know, but bear with me. So say that you're working on a ranch, okay? And you have a person that comes in with this brand new gear, and they have their nice brand new hat on. Jess knows where I'm going with this one. And you have this person that's like talking up their horse, they're talking up their saddle, like they're talking like up all this, like this big game, right? And take it over into sports too. Like you have this person that comes on the court and they're talking this big game, and they have all this new tack and whatever, and new shoes. And then you start to play, you start to rope, you start to get into the branding trap with them. You go to doctor, you go to, volley back and forth with volleyball or whatever. And their actions don't hold up with their words. That is why, yeah, they're not even, they don't even out. Because your actions to get towards that goal of being able to be on that side of like little bit of arrogance, little bit of humbleness, like your actions have to meet with those two, not just your words. So that's a tricky thing. It's a hard topic to understand, but your actions speak so much more volumes than just words ever will. And then your success is just going to blow up. It just does. All right. Oh yeah, we're doing good on time. Okay. So going back to comparison. We've all experienced comparison before. Can't just talk. Yeah, can't just talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, going back to comparison, is that comparison, and some of you who've been with me for a little while, I talk about blinders, putting your blinders on, right? Drop in the chat if you know what blinders are. If you've heard of this phrase before, or if you haven't, say yes or no, with whichever. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Okay. Yes. So a lot of us have heard about blinders and what they are. Blinders. Yeah. Okay. This one took me a minute to also understand how to actually harness it in. We can have our blinders on. So I guess what does it actually mean? So having your blinders on means like your tunnel vision, your focus, like there's no other outside influence going on, like nothing. You're just like narrow vision, eyes on the prize, like I'm gonna go get it, right? It's like you got your binoculars on and you're just like, I'm solely focused on one thing, okay? It took me probably 6 months of like last year, like within our first year here with Lavelle, to like really understand what blinders are, but like making it bigger than just one singular tunnel vision, okay? And I didn't get to finish my notes on this, so I'm gonna like ad lib on this one, but when we have our blinders on, if we have our blinders on to just one sole, like one focused thing, like over here, do you think we're gonna miss out on some things that are happening over here that might benefit us? Yes or no? Or do you think it's better that we just like stay focused on this one thing? I see your wheels turning, Jess. Crack me up. So with blinders, it's okay to have them on. It's okay to have them on. Is it okay to take them off? Yes, absolutely. If you need your blinders to be just on one sole focus thing, so that way you don't have distractions, yes, that's okay too. But there are times where you can have like a multi-purpose blinder system that's going on, okay? You can have your blinders on like right here, but have an open to over here. Okay, I'm a visual person, so this is what's gonna look like. So I have having that goal of like, you want to be 40K by the end of the year. That's your blinders, right? 40K, I'm focused on it. Like, that's what I want to make. Like, I want to earn the money that's there. I want to earn the retreats. Like, I'm focused on it. Like, that's it. I'm solely focused on just that. Nothing else. There's nothing else like more important than like going on in my life right now. But over here, if I have my blinders on to like just that one goal, like whatever it is, it could be in this business or life, like I'm going to be missing out on observations going on over here that I would have missed if I just like kept everything shut out. If I just kept everything shut out, if I quit getting on calls, if I quit listening to podcasts, if I quit reading, if I quit reaching out to my side sisters and asking them questions, if I quit going over to their social medias and kind of like observing, not comparing, okay? There's a difference. You're going over there and taking away things to learn, not asking and telling yourself, what are they doing that I'm doing wrong? That's a negative way. That's when you start to compare yourself. Go over there with the intent of observation. What can I take away from what they're doing to make my stuff better? So that way I am singular focused on this goal so I can keep going and just stay on track with it. That's what it means to have a multi-purpose blinders. No longer for me is it just one like focused. I understand now that like perfect example. Have you guys seen Emily in Paris? Have you watched that show yet? I'm obsessed with it. Okay. And it's like the cutest little show, and people are probably just sitting there like mindlessly like watching it, right? I'm like taking notes on like what she's doing because she's talking about like branding content. Like she's talking about like everything of like what we do. So I'm like, oh, that's a really good post idea. Like, okay, like not everything she does, like just with like one little word or like little selfies all the time. Like not everything she does is like gold, but there's little things within that show that like I can be learning. But if I had my blinders on, like I wouldn't have ever like really opened my thought to it. Open up your mind to the possibility that learning lessons are everywhere around you, literally everywhere around you. It's okay to take your blinders off. It's okay to have those moments of comparison, but don't let them eat you up. It's okay to go out and be observational of other people in this business. So that way it is fueling your competitive nature so you can have those winning highs again. So that's what we want to seek out here. Seeking out, why are we experiencing the losing lows? What is happening? Do I or do I not have my blinders on? Am I experiencing a losing low because of a certain situation of life, or because of something that I just need to deal with at the moment that like you have control over and you can fix it and then just move on? Are you living with people's doubts of you and taking that to your grave and believing in that, instead of giving into your full potential of what you believe in, putting the eggs in your basket that you have control over, to go and live your best life with this business, with everything that you want to go do in life? Don't let others have that control over you. You have control over your life for the most part. Not everything, but for the most part, you have control over it. Choose what you want to listen to, choose what you want to take in. Everything else that's just noise and negativity, like get rid of it. In your mind, Haley, not physically. Flipping the middle bird, okay? Because you deserve more than that. Your goals deserve more than that. Your life deserves more than just that and people's negativity. Okay. All right. That's all I have. That's what I have for you guys. I'm gonna go through and read the chat, but if you guys want to hop off, you can. Yeah, thanks for hopping on tonight. That was fun. I like this call. It's one that's near and dear to my heart for sure. And if anybody has questions too, you can unmute yourself. Dude, this was the best chat. You guys are so active in here tonight. I love reading through all of this.
Thank you for this call. It was super good. I'm going to have to just re-listen because it was so like